Hi, I'm Milena and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my summer TBR of 2024. Before we get started with the TBR board, let's see how spring went. I can already tell you two things. One is I hit a major reading slump in April. Two, I read all the women's prize books and none of them were on my TBR. So I didn't get to all the books on my TBR, but I still have a week and a half until it is officially summer. Maybe I can still finish a few that I didn't get to finish beforehand. But let's see what the prompts were and the books I read for them. So the first rule was poetry and I picked Jen Campbell's collection. I still really want to read that, but I haven't been able to get my hands on a copy quite yet. Hopefully I can still get to do that this summer. The second rule was historical fiction and that one I did read. That was The League of Gentlewomen Witches and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave this a 4 or 4.5 star. Rule number 3 was short stories and I picked this collection, which is Women of the Harlem Renaissance. Still really want to read it, haven't picked it up yet. For the random color generator I got purple and I just didn't know what I wanted to pick. But one of the women's prize books that I actually gave 5 stars has a lot of purple on the cover and that is Brotherless Night. I've discussed this in a vlog that will go up before this video. Rule number 5 was romance and I read Funny Story by Emily Henry, which was her new release and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Might even be my favorite Emily Henry. Rule number 6 was Purple, which was a modern classic, and I picked A Passage to India, and I already mentioned that this is a continuous TBR fail and I am determined to not have it be another TBR fail. Hope I can read it in the coming days. I don't want a book that I actually think I will really like keep on being a TBR fail. Right, let's do the first roll of my summer TBR. Last time I played this game I ended on modern classic, so let's do the first roll. It's a 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's a modern classic with TBR card, which is a modern classic with disability representation. So the first roll was a modern classic that has the disability rep. This was a bit harder than I thought it would be because I really just want to read books from my TBR, preferably that are on my top 20 classics TBR. So this was super specific, but I do think I have one. And I'm going to pick Parable of the Talents by Octavia E. Butler. This is the second one in a duology and I think I read the first book 2 years ago, so I will probably have to refresh my memory a little bit. This is set in a dystopian world and our main character has a disability where she can feel the emotions of others when she touches them. So it is like a fantasy disability. I was a bit apprehensive as someone who is disabled herself to have like a fantasy disability because I usually find it very icky, but it's Octavia Butler and she handled it perfectly. Excited to finally finish this duology because it's been an absolute age. Roll number 2 is one which is a historical fiction. Roll number 2 was historical fiction, which is perfect for a book club read I'm going to do in June and July with the big book club from Roshan's Reading, and that is a big boy. And that's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. Susanna Clarke won a women's prize for Piranesi. I love that book so much, so I definitely also wanted to read this book. So when I was invited for the book club, I said yes, thank you, I will join. I am definitely intimidated and I'm glad I'm able to put it on the TBR board. I don't want to have a whole lot of other books as well next to this one. It is set, I think, in Victorian... Oh, not yet Victorian England. It is 1806. I don't know what to expect from this. I've seen people say that it's quite slow. Also people have said that I may not like it. My reading taste is changing every year, I feel. I'm having really good hopes for this. Let's see how big it is. It's almost 1,000 pages, so we're gonna need to audiobook this. Roll number 3 is a 2, 1, 2, which is a random emoji generator. Roll number 3 is a random emoji generator, which I'm loving, so I will screen record and find a random emoji generator. Emoji generator. Okay, I'm nervous. 7? That's a weird freaking emoji. Okay, we're going for it. I mean, 7 is a magical number, so I could pick fantasy for that one. Right? 7 is the number of magic, I think. You can also have 7 letters, 7 words, but I feel like that'd be strange. Or the word 7 in it. Let's have a search. Oh, what I wanted to read has 6 words. That's too bad. Okay, I think I found it. This book was in the challenge where I do 1 book every month and I wrap it. And I think this was May. Yeah, this was May and I didn't read it. But that is Kage. I think this is myth, history, fantasy combined, set in India, and it's based on a very famous Indian myth that I've heard people talk about. I think the author did a video about the myth and I was really interested in that. Yeah, another thick historical fiction. But I like reading thick historical fiction in the summer. I feel like it's perfect to sit with a book like that in the garden. 7 letters, woo! Roll number 4, so we're hopping back to start. It's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No way, another modern classic with a TBR card. Okay. Queer Rap. Rule number 4 was a modern classic and a TBR card, which was queer rap. This one was much easier than a disability rap. Looking at my shelves, I'm going to grab a thin book. This is Olivia, which is about a girl who goes to school in France and falls in love with her teacher, who's also a woman. I've read the first chapter for a challenge a while back and I wasn't super engaged. It's only 100 pages, so I'm sure I will be able to read it and hopefully get something out of it. So if I get modern classic again, I need to add another rule. So rule number 5 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is that big. Right, rule number 5 is that big. I think I'm gonna go downstairs, bring my camera, bring books and bring treats. So, okay, here we go. I'm putting down 4 historical fictions that I just recently bought, who would like to read. Yeah, so let's see which a sleeping cat is going to pick. Did we get her interest? Nora! You want a treat? This has seriously never happened. Ah, the choice has been made. Yes! Okay, I'm going to read Electra by Jennifer Saint. You don't want to know how long I waited for Nora to decide it was worth it getting up. It's like they know. It's like they know you're tricking them. I'm going to read Electra by Jennifer Saint. This is a Greek myth retelling which I took a break from because it was just so much, everyone was writing them. But now I'm ready to read another one. And this is the story of 3 women. Their fates doomed by the fake nature of men and gods. I think I know a little bit about Electra. I think she was in one of the Stephen Fry books, but I don't know a whole lot. So I'm excited to learn more about her. And it's also about Cassandra and Clytemnestra. Which about Cassandra, of course, from the Trojan War, I know quite a bit. But not from Clytemnestra, I don't know a lot about. I'm happy to have this on the TBR, which means we're going to do one more roll. Roll number 6 is a 6. Wow, okay, that's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a random generator. Number 6 is not a tile I really like because I have to do a random number generator and whichever book I land on in the list of my own TBR I have to read. So that could really be a book I don't feel like right now. Let's see how much there's actually on my own TBR. At the moment, I'm not even sure. 127 between 1 and 127. Generate 33. Okay. Which one? Oh, this is not a big book at all. This is The Girl of Ink and Stars by Karen Millwood Hargrave, which is a middle grade. Wow, I got lucky. Like 29 was David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. So I was like, no, don't let this be the moment where I put all my big classics on my own TBR. But I'm very lucky because this is number 33. I think this is a typical middle grade fantasy set in the woods. I don't think it has a very high rating on Goodreads, but I love the author's adult works. I don't think I've read a middle grade or YA by them yet. I don't think so. So this will be the first one. This is definitely read it in an evening kind of book. And I'm very glad I got this on the TBR. So these are the 6 books on my summer TBR and they have summery colors. Like I didn't do this on purpose, but like all the oranges. That's very, very summery. So again, this one, let's see. Jonathan Straits and Mr. Norrell I'm going to read for a book club, so if you would like to read that with us, the information on that book club is in the description down below. I do also want to mention our next Thomas Hardy read-along book for the summer, which is going to be the Woodlanders. I'm going to order an edition of that one later this month, also for the Bookshop. If you would like to read that Thomas Hardy book with us, and if you would like an edition, you can buy it at my Bookshop if you would like to. Again, all the information to book clubs and everything is always in the description down below. I have a few plans for fun vlogs this summer, some together with other booktubers. I've not put those books on the TBR because I like to keep them kind of a surprise, I think, so that the vlog is a little bit more engaging to watch. For now, if you have any thoughts on these books, then please do let me know your thoughts and feelings on them. I hope that you have a lovely, lovely day or evening, and I hope to see you in another video. Doei!